The aspects I enjoyed the most was the cutaways, especially the jump cuts. I thought that was fantastic. And the way that how the person who was speaking and how the cutaways was relevant to what they were saying. And I used to love the panning shots of university and the way that the university students were just walking past and never really noticed that the camera was there. I just thought it was excellent. But other than that, great documentary.
Yeah, the aspects of your documentary that I liked was what Rene said, the use of cutaways, very effective. There was a lot of establishing shots used throughout the cutaways, and also the speakers were very effective.
Yeah, the aspects I liked within the documentary was the interviews were framed very well. They applied the rule of thirds. They had good speakers, the answers were good, they were very informative, and the voiceover was also good.
So what use of the code of conventions did you notice?
The use of codes of conventions that I noticed the most was the cutaways, because before, like I said again, excellent use of cutaways, and I like the fact that it was relevant to what the speaker was saying.
Yeah.
And I used to love the jump cut of how the books were piled on top of each other and just showed the period of time, but just going past, and got to give a lot of credit to the editor. Did a lot of hard work and she did a great job.
Yeah, the code of conventions I saw was the framing techniques. There was enough headspace within the frame. It's definitely framed in a good angle, and also the editing techniques where you can see the titles of the characters and also their occupational status.
Yeah, well, I noticed the code of conventions. I thought that the voiceover was very formal, as like in other documentaries, no slang used, and yeah, the framing was good, applying rule of thirds all the time, and also the titling showing the viewer who was speaking.
What I learned was that tuition fees are now getting more tougher. It's hard to become more financially stable when you're at university, as the financial department do not want to send out money to you to actually finance you throughout the whole 3 years of your degree.
Yeah, I think more or less the same. It's like difficult to get grants and stuff for uni, and to pay them off is even harder. Some people are paying them off like once they're out of uni and they've got jobs, so it's difficult. It's a big risk to take, I suppose.
And I also agree with them, because the fact that there are some families do not have as much money as others, so obviously there are the financial cases here of who's got enough money to be in uni and who hasn't. So I think the universities themselves need to take this into case, the fact that every student's gonna need financial support, whether they come from a wealthy background or not. So yeah.
Halfway.
The things I think that could be improved was maybe like chuck a few more facts in and figures for the viewer to see, because there wasn't many there, and on one of the interviews the sound was a bit all fuzzy throughout, but other than that it was pretty good.
I believe that the use of mise-en-scene could be improved, because there was a lot of objects in the background that are a bit distracting, but it was nice the way that how the person was sat and the framing of the shot was, it kind of didn't distract me as much as it could have if it wasn't well framed, so not much to improve really.
Yeah, I think there could have been more interviews. I'm not sure who to be interviewed, but maybe definitely more interviews. And some of the non-diegetic sound was a bit fuzzy and unclear sometimes. Other than that, the rest was top.